Okay, so this is just a fair warning that I'm not an expert in any way about what I'm about to talk about. I just want to get this out there and share my point of view on what's going on with our local economies. And for those of you who feel that you're experts and know a lot more about this than me, please be kind and not chew me up a new one. But I appreciate you listening and at least taking the time to hear what I have to say and leaving your comments below. So I really appreciate it and thank you. Hey guys, Trevor with High Desert Tactical, and this is going to be a really brief, and it's my last video of the evening on my last day off before I have to go back to my wonderful job, which I love so much. If you can hear the sarcasm. If not, that's because I'm being sarcastic. I just want to kind of trigger something in you guys. I want you to look around when you're out and about, but I want you to look around at the local businesses. I'm not talking like big businesses, like corporate businesses. I'm talking about local businesses in your hometowns. And a lot of you may be in big, huge cities, so it might be a little bit different for you. But like for those of you who are like in less than population, like populations less than 8,000 and populations less than 30,000, I want you to look around your cities and stuff and take note of the empty buildings. Because today I was driving around my town, which is like not even population 3,000, and you can actually walk from one end to the other of my town within 15 minutes. And there's one main road, and it's a highway, but it literally is a road. It's not a highway, but it's called Highway 20, and it goes from east to west, and it's actually the main artery to the west side of our Cascade, the Cascades that I live on. It's actually a really fast way to get over during the summer. During the winter, the pass is terrible, but so it's like 180 miles to the next large city from our town. Oops, text message. But that's how small that town is, or my town. And I was looking, just driving down the main drag today after running some errands, washing my car. There's like over half the buildings are empty, like literally empty, with huge for lease signs and for sale signs, and it was never like that like 10 years ago, 15 years ago. I mean, there was always businesses. I remember, riding my bike into town and hanging around. There's always something to do. And now it's nothing. It's like the only time it's busy is during the summer when we have like our blues festival or the quilt show. And then people are gone. And then the buildings are empty again. And it's just a really sad thing. And, it just is really funny how our local economy is really hurting. Like, a lot of people look at the economy as a whole, as in our nation, and our economy sucks. It does. But people are still making money. The rich are getting richer, the poor are staying poor. The middle class is pretty much doesn't even exist anymore. And this is just my own opinion, so if you don't like it, don't bust my balls about it. You can leave comments down below and let me know what you think. But it's really ironic how widespread our money goes, because now like people, like when people buy stuff, like I work for a large box store. It's the only job around that I can do that, I make money at, that I'm good at. And, I know for a fact when people pour money into that store, that money goes to another state. Very little of it actually comes back. There's like I said, I think like the population. Oh, 1 second. I'm gonna fast forward. I'll skip this part here. It's 77,000, so almost 78,000 people. 77,905 people. So that's the population of Bend, and that's the city I work for or work in. But that store only pays 30 people. So thousands of million, like we're talking, $30 to $50,000 or whatever of money pours into the store a day, and 30 people get paid from that money, and the rest leaves. It goes somewhere else. It actually doesn't reciprocate back through the town. And I think that's a lot that way with Walmarts and Targets, big box stores, Lowe's, Home Depot. it's so funny that we don't ever think about that, but every time we go to a Lowe's instead of like a local True Value, which doesn't even exist. I mean, I don't even know if you even know what that is, but that's a hardware store. That is, it's a franchise, but it's locally owned. So the money stays, like 80% of the money that's earned by that store stays in its home area. And it's really sad that we don't look at it that way. Like every time we buy something online, we're paying someone else to live somewhere else. So like when I buy, a magazine, like a rifle magazine off of such and such.com that's in Texas. So that $35 and plus shipping goes to somebody in Texas for them to pay their bills. Where, as in, if I went to a local store and paid, and it's ridiculous, but this is how it works, $45 for the magazine. That money actually is going, let's say it's a local store, like a local gun shop. That money's going to stay, and that guy is going to go to a gas station and pay for gas, which is actually a really bad analogy. Is that guy's going to go to a local restaurant or something and buy food, and that tip he leaves for the waitress is going to reciprocate back through our economy. And like that waitress may show up at my store one day with all her tip money saved up, and then she pays me to install a stereo in her car. But the ironic thing is since I work for the big box store, that money, like 80 to 90% of that money, leaves the state and doesn't return back to the town. I don't know if that makes sense or not, but it's really funny how our local economy doesn't even really exist anymore. We're like one mass. In the smaller places are slowly, like, I don't know how to, they're bleeding dry is basically what's happening. Is they're slow, they make a little bit to live off of, but the bigger and better wheels and cogs of the world outsource more and build bigger systems further away because it's cheaper, whatever. We're slowly bleeding ourselves dry is what's happening. And it's really saddening to see that. So next time you guys want to shop on Amazon or shop at Best Buy or price match Costco or whatever, think about that. Think about that $20 that you're gonna save. Yeah, it's $20 that you're saving, but that $250 that you're spending is, only $20 of that's gonna come back and cycle through your home. It's just slowly but surely we're running out, and I don't know if that's making sense or not. But so the end of my story is I want you to look around, look at the empty buildings in your town, and if you don't have very many empty buildings in your town, then I would like to know what's going on in your town. Maybe I can tell the people that are in charge here what to do. Maybe they'll not listen, but at least I tried. But look around, look at your local economy, look at that money that you're saving by buying something online versus feeding a local family or paying for a building to be redone so a couple more businesses can still work in there. I don't know. I'm not very good at this. I'm not an economic analysis person, but I know that the money that we spend doesn't stay in our towns anymore. So you should definitely think about, encouraging your local economy. So take a look around, see if like saving that $5 or $20 is worth it. And if it is, it is. But if it isn't, and you want to you find it, locally, then I definitely encourage you to do that. So, all right, I'm done. Thanks for listening. And this is Trevor with High Desert Tactical, and I'll catch you on the flip side. I want to thank everybody again for listening to what I had to say, and I really appreciate it. I understand that there are reasons why people buy things over the internet or from big box stores and stuff like that. I know that. That's just the way it is. You can't always get what you want locally, and and I understand that, but that's what makes it kind of a double-edged sword, and it's just really hard to see my hometown pretty much degrading or closing itself down. I just wanted to voice what I had to say, and so again, thank you, and